Hello guys, and welcome back to another video, and to another exciting series of illustrations. This one is really special, because in this series, I am going to unveil all 10 team members of Universe 7. Yes, the very team that fought in the Tournament of Power. Our squad of heroes and anti-heroes that made Dragon Ball Super's climax unforgettable. Now, this roster needs no introduction for fans, but just in case you need a reminder, here's who's on the team. Krillin, Tien, Master Roshi, Piccolo, Frieza, Android 17, Android 18, Gohan, Vegeta, and of course, our favorite Saiyan, Son Goku. But here's the twist. In my last series, you guys saw the Indianized version of Vegeta, and that gave me an idea, a crazy fun idea. What if all of them landed in India? Imagine if they somehow found themselves here, trained under unique Indian traditions, absorbed the cultural flavor, and came back with a whole new outlook, not just in their appearance, but even in the way they harness and control their powers. So in this brand new series, we're going to give each team member a complete makeover, a redesign, a what-if look at how they would appear if their training was influenced by Indian culture, spirituality, and martial traditions. And today, we're starting off with Krillin. Now, for those of you who've been with Dragon Ball from the very beginning, you don't need me to introduce Krillin. You already know who he is, and you already respect the massive role he's played across the series. But I also know that some of you might be newer fans, or maybe you're only familiar with Goku and Vegeta. So let's slow down for a moment and talk about Krillin. Dragon Ball, at its heart, has always been about the journey of Goku and Vegeta. From rivals to allies, from enemies to brothers in arms, their story has shaped the entire universe of Dragon Ball. But woven into that story is Krillin. Krillin is not just a side character. He's not just comic relief. He is, in many ways, the heart of Dragon Ball. Let's rewind to the very beginning. Krillin and Goku both began their martial arts journey under the same teacher, the legendary Master Roshi. As kids, they trained together. They sparred together. They lived the harsh life of martial arts students, carrying milk crates, running long distances, and building up discipline the old school way. Through all of this, Krillin and Goku built a bond, a childhood friendship that grew into something more, a brotherhood. And if you followed the series, you know they've been through it all together. Fears, obstacles, battles against enemies stronger than anyone thought possible. And yet, time after time, they've stood their ground. Krillin has been right there alongside Goku, even when he was clearly outmatched. And that's what makes Krillin so special, because in terms of raw power, no, he's not a Saiyan. He doesn't have their limitless potential or their transformations. He's not an android with infinite energy. He's not a Namekian with regenerative powers. But what Krillin has is courage and heart and strategy. Let's talk about his fighting style. Krillin has always been resourceful. He doesn't rely on brute strength. He relies on technique, timing, and his wits. His most famous moves are iconic in the Dragon Ball world. The Solar Flare, a blinding flash of light that completely throws opponents off. The Destructo disc, one of the most dangerous energy techniques ever created, a razor-sharp, spinning disc of ki that can slice through almost anything. And of course, let's not forget, he's trained by Master Roshi himself. That means Krillin can also use the legendary Kamehameha wave, Goku's signature move. Now, when you put all this together, you see why Krillin has survived so many impossible battles. He may not be the strongest, but he's one of the smartest, most tactical fighters in Universe 7. Now here's where our concept comes in. What happens if Krillin lands in India? Think about it. Krillin has always had a strong sense of discipline, meditation, and spirituality, even in the original series. Imagine him spending time in India, training under yogis and martial arts gurus, learning how to balance not just his body, but also his mind and energy in completely new ways. And visually, his attire could reflect that influence. Maybe robes with subtle patterns inspired by Indian textiles. Maybe prayer beads wrapped around his wrist, symbolizing his spiritual growth. Maybe even war paint or tilak markings on his forehead, showing not just a fighter, but a warrior monk vibe. It's not just about clothes, it's about the aura. The way Krillin would carry himself after this kind of training. More centered, more in control of his ki. Maybe even new techniques, blending his classic Destructo disc with something inspired by Indian weaponry, like a chakram. Imagine a fusion move, a divine glowing Destructo disc infused with spiritual energy. That's the kind of makeover we're talking about. And honestly, I think Krillin deserves this spotlight, because too often fans overlook him when talking about the strongest characters. But if you really think about it, Krillin is the strongest human on Earth. And in a world filled with Saiyans, gods, and cosmic beings, that is an achievement in itself. This makeover is my way of honoring that, of saying, yes, Krillin matters. He's the everyman, the fighter who never gives up, the heart of the team. And now, in this Indianized version, we get to see a side of him that's even more spiritual, more tactical, and more powerful in his own unique way. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed Krillin's new look and story, make sure to smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe, because the next redesign is going to blow your mind. Drop a comment below and let me know which character you're most excited to see in this series. Until then, stay curious, stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next video.